What's up, guys? This is the Commish coming in for the Chase for the Chip Fantasy Football League. Just wanted to start the video series off with a little piece I call Confiding in the Commissioner, where I bring one of you fucking clowns and we just talk a little shit. We go through what we think's gonna happen, yada yada yada. And as the weeks go on, you know, it's still preseason, nothing's happened yet, but I'm hoping they get a little more interesting. So I looked far and hard for a good guest I thought that could maybe keep this thing rolling while there's not a whole lot to talk about since the season hasn't started. So I got everybody knows him by many names. Some call him Young Al, McDaniels, Ronnie Ramos. It is the football captain of Allen's Degenerates.
How you doing, brother?
His name is Young
Al. What's good? We're here.
Not much, yes sir. We are here, and yeah, I just wanted to get into a few things. You know, on Confiding Commish, we talk a little shit here, so no holds barred. I just kind of wanted to get a rundown on what you think on every team. So, what do you think? You got them ranked? How do you got this going?
I mean, first of all, I do think that the best team here, besides I'm going to exclude myself for the first little bit here.
Okay.
Because everybody knows I got the best team. There's no, that's that's just how we're doing this. Everybody knows that. I'm sure.
Answer.
Y'all can take that how you will, but
sure.
I have a little cheat sheet here. I'm just going to look at. So, based off of how I'm viewing the 2 QB league, I do think that the QBs are the most valuable position. Honestly.
I'd agree with that, honestly.
Because when you're playing in a normal fantasy league, when there's one QB, he's almost always your top scorer. He's definitely your most consistent every week. Yeah, you're obviously hoping they get around 20 points. So, I mean, besides maybe wide receivers in a PPR league, I think QBs are easily the most valuable.
Well, that's kind of why I wanted to do it, too. I mean, go figure, the most important position in football is now the most important position in fantasy. So
it
makes sense.
It is crazy. Even in a PPR league, the QBs are going to be the kings. That's just how it is these days, I guess. That's why they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking A.
For going pick 1, 2, and 3, I think we're all just QBs, right? Or
I think the first four. Justin Jefferson was 5th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is wild. But yeah, because of that, I'm gonna rank my highest ranked team right now is gonna be Riggy Riggs. I got John Wrigley the highest.
John Wrigley. I do. He'll love to hear that.
Now he's got Justin Fields and he's got Aaron Rodgers as his 2 starting QBs. And whatever you say about Aaron Rodgers, you can't deny he's one of the greatest of all time. He's gonna put up numbers. We all know that, right?
Sure.
But I think Justin Fields, honestly, is probably the best fantasy pick that there was because, while yes, he's not proven as a quarterback per se yet, the man is basically a running back, even more so than Lamar.
For sure.
He could easily average about 80 yards rushing per game.
And he's got weapons now. Who'd they get? Who was the wide receiver?
They have Chase Claypool now.
They have Claypool.
Now, he hasn't done much since they got here, but they got DJ Moore now as well.
That's the guy I was thinking of. And DJ Moore is nice. He has not had a good quarterback to work off of since. I think his rookie year he played with Cam Newton. I think that is.
Yeah, I think he was gone by then.
And Cam Newton was never known as being the best passer in the league.
Yeah, so. Exactly. But yeah, so to start us off, I'm going to say that is the top ranked team right there. Besides the QBs, though, here, let me pull it up quick. We got Riggy Riggs right up.
Yep,
Okay.
Got him up for you.
So now I will, to keep going on John's team, I do think his receivers are really good. He's got Deebo Samuel and A.J. Brown and Mike Williams as his 3 receivers. That's very good, very good.
Absolutely.
Now, while his running backs are probably his biggest weakness, you can't outlook the kicker in Justin Tucker, who's the best kicker in football. He's got the best kicker. Granted, he did finish kicker number 3 in fantasy last year.
Which,
honestly, did surprise me. I did forget about that, honestly. Thanks for bringing that up. But I do think Justin Tucker will return to the top this year.
And Mark Andrews, I believe, is still going to be a top tight end. Everyone's writing him off for some reason. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I put Mark Andrews easily top 4. Easily top 5, maybe. Top 4... You will have to have some discussion, but easily top 5. There's no question about it.
If we're going to start off with John, let's just dive right into it then. I think the hidden gem on John's team is his running backs are one of the weakest running back cores.
Yes, I would agree.
But come past week 3, and John got Alvin Kamara late in the draft.
That is
a steal, and that instantly bolsters the running back unit. Like
in a PPR league where it doesn't even matter who's throwing him the ball, he's going to get at least probably 8 to 9 targets a game just from checkdowns, realistically. Maybe not that much, but
his floor's like 10 points. That's the lowest he's gonna get you points.
I agree. Now, how long is he suspended for? Do you know?
3 weeks. So week 4.
So that's a little bit of a downside that you're losing on some weeks. But I think when he comes back, he's gonna be back right in that starting lineup for John. He's gonna be right in there.
Gotcha. So who you got after John's then? So let's just we can keep this
if we
moving.
go after John's, now this is close because I do think there's a fair amount of decent teams here. But because of the fact that I'm valuing the QB so high, I do think that the next best team is going to be your team, Captain Commish.
I like that.
Again, no bias here, but Jalen Hurts now Jalen Hurts, we all know, had a great season last year. He's got insane weapons. The Eagles are dominant.
Best offensive line in the league.
Yep. So Jalen Hurts is a given already. Great pick even to take him first round. But Justin Herbert is my guy. I think he's one of the best up-and-coming QBs in the league. Now, he hasn't had the best seasons or anything yet, but I think this season he's going to break out. And for that reason, I think that's why I'm ranking you so high.
Well, I agree with you because, quite frankly, I mean, I had my first and second pick were those two guys. I
Justin Herbert was the second.
Yeah,
he was. Okay, so that makes perfect sense.
And I like him. I think the dude's got a cannon. I think he kind of almost reminds me of Brett Favre, a young Brett Favre. He's just a gunslinger.
Yeah,
he's not scared to throw the pick. He's gonna go.
Honestly,
down.
almost more. It's Brett. I'm not dogging Brett Favre, but Justin Herbert almost has more accuracy too.
Oh,
for his early years. Brett Favre didn't care if he threw a pick, where Justin Herbert does throw picks, but I feel like this year he's going to tighten that up a little bit.
Yeah, so, I can see that.
I thought that was a great pick. Now to compound on that, I think your receiving core here. Now I've condensed the receiving core.
I think I have the best receiving core, top 2 receiving core.
So I think you got a top 3. I think you got top 3.
So
we're going to talk about that more later. We're going to talk about that later. But I think you got a top 3 receiving core. I ranked it an A+. Now, I do combine the tight ends with the receivers, just to kind of simplify things.
I wasn't doing that in mine. I have my tight end. I just wrote Waller's a dog. He's finishing tight end 2 this year, guys.
No, I don't know about 2. I don't know about
tight end 2.
I think 3. I think it'll be Kelsey, and I think it'll still maybe be Mark Andrews above him. But Kittle blocks too much. He doesn't get enough looks with their weapons.
Kittle's hurt a lot too.
So I don't think Kittle will be there.
But he's nice though.
But I do think Waller will be 3rd. With Daniel Jones basically having him as his top target.
Jones loves tight ends too. Like that's who he goes with.
No, I do agree with that. But again, that's why. And then you have Stephon Diggs too.
Yep.
He's obviously a dog. He's gonna get a lot of targets. Keenan Allen is very good. He's always gonna get targets if he can stay healthy. Now D-Hop.
That's my wide receiver 3.
I get it. He's kind of on the fringe.
Wide receiver 3.
He's on the fringe. I think wide receiver 3 right now he fits that because nobody knows how he's going to perform. But because it's Ryan Tannehill throwing him the ball. But
who do you have last year?
I could be throwing
D-Hop
the ball.
Who do you have last year?
Yeah, all I'm saying, D-Hop.
He had nobody throwing him last year. I'm going to just pull up a little something for you. Last year, D-Hop had only 64 catches. 7-17.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how many games he missed, though. He missed quite a few games.
He missed mad games. That's what I'm saying. So we go to the games log right here. Oh, they don't have targets on. Oh, they got targets right here. This man's averaging 12 targets when he plays. And Kyler Murray was hurt. He's got nobody's throwing to him.
Now, who is beside him? Who
wide receiver 3.
I don't even know the other wide receiver on the Titans. Forgive me, I'm a little bit, but I don't know.
Sounds like D-Hop. He's wide receiver 1, 2, and 3.
All I'm saying is I agree. I think your wide receivers are very good. I also think Isaiah Pacheco, while he's not like a workhorse back or nothing, but he's going to get reps and he's going to get targets. So if he needs to come in, he's a great pick.
Look at the wide receiver
Michael Pittman on the bench. Michael Pittman's the number 1 target on the Colts.
He had 1,000 yards last year.
The Colts are going to be a bottom team this year, but Michael Pittman is going to get work.
1,000 yards with the worst Matt Ryan in the world thrown to him. And now he's got this young guy with a cannon.
Now, having said all that, I do think your running backs are also kind of lower tier.
So I have my running back room as the 2nd worst, I think, in the league. 2nd or 3rd worst in the league.
Let me see what I have.
My running back room is sad.
So I ranked your running backs a B, and that would rank about bottom 3, yes. So, yeah, your running backs could use some work, but you had to sacrifice. I agree. You make some sacrifices.
Yeah, and then,
in a PPR league, the running backs are honestly some of the least valuable positions, unless they catch a lot.
Unless you got a top 10 running back, it really doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, Miles Sanders is going to get a lot of time.
I'm high on Miles Sanders.
He's going to average probably 18 rushes a game.
Rookie QB, bailout passes. I'm going to like it.
Yeah, so I agree. I still think you got a great team.
What I think, though, if you go down here, just for a con, play it fair, I'm not liking my backup QB situation. I'm not stoked on Tannehill being there. Yeah. I picked him solely to pair him with DeAndre Hopkins.
I was going to say, besides Tannehill is kind of fringe, nobody knows if he's going to really put up many yards in a game. They have Derrick Henry, who they obviously rely on a lot.
A lot of end zone.
But having Tannehill to pair with D-Hop would, obviously, if you need to play him and you have D-Hop to pair with him, that's going to work out a little bit better than, per se, there's other quarterbacks that would be worse. I don't think Ryan Tannehill is the worst bench quarterback that we have.
That's fair.
There's worse bench quarterbacks, including what I have.
So who you got for third?
So now
that's
third,
1 and 2. We got Riggs and myself and Allen standings right now.
Now third, this is where I am going to include if I'm going to put myself in, I think myself's in third. I'm not going to go very in depth about this. I'll be brief about myself because I don't want to be too vain.
I'll tell you what I got for you.
But I'll just go quick. Now, my QBs are lacking. Here, let me pull it up on your screen here. Allen's Degenerates. Yep. Shout out Ellen. Now, Daniel Jones, you can say what you want. I might be biased. I think that man's going to be a top 6 QB this year.
Finished QB 9 last year.
He's going to be nasty.
Even if he does exactly the same as last year, that's QB 9.
Exactly. So I think that I picked Daniel Jones a little early. Maybe you could say, I don't know though. Dak Prescott went off the board before him. Who's to say if I picked him early? I don't know.
Michael.
Matthew Stafford, though, something even came out about how he can't connect with his younger receivers. I don't buy it. Matthew Stafford is a very underrated quarterback, and I think that's a solid pick, honestly.
Let me pause you there just because this buys into one of my cons for you.
Okay, shoot.
I have Stafford's health. He's old, and he's hurt.
Now that's
all
fair.
The time.
That's very fair.
I'd be more concerned about that over his connection with his young wide receivers. He's got Cooper Kupp. Who fucking cares about his young receivers?
For me to rebuttal that, I think Matthew Stafford is one of the, as far as for QBs that are willing to play hurt, he's easily top 3. That man plays hurts. He plays hurt almost every year.
But let's see, how the that offensive line.
They don't have a lot of weapons anymore.
It's so bad, that offensive line.
Yes, well, again,
he's going to take hits. He's too old.
So now I will say my QBs, I only gave myself a B+. I think Daniel Jones is a great pick. I think Matthew Stafford is a solid pick. But Jordan Love off the bench, I don't know about him so far. So my QBs are in the bottom half of the league for sure. I agree with that. My running backs, though, Saquon Barkley, he's going to finish top 3 this year. I promise you this. I agree. Come back to this when it happens. I promise you.
I agree.
And Dameon Pierce, coming off of a rookie year, he had a great season when he played, and I think he's going to have a great season this year too. He's poised he's going to split some touches, but I think he's going to have a great year. So I gave my running backs. Here, let me pull it back up.
I think Dameon Pierce is. I think he's good. He's serviceable. I'm not going to run home with him. I'm not running home.
So no, he hasn't proven anything. I agree. I'm stretching a little bit, but it is my
he's
team.
Serviceable.
Obviously, I'm not going to say my team's fucking dog shit.
That was my other con for your team was, aside from Saquon, running backs are lackluster.
See, I agree. I'm on my bench. Antonio Gibson and A.J. Dillon are not the best, but they're going to get touches every game. It's just you don't know if they're going to... They could put up 4 points, and I
can't put the fate of the Fantasy Football League chase for the chip on A.J. Dillon getting 6 carries a game.
But yes, I agree with that. That's facts. But the running backs, like we said, are dwindling in value right now. We all know this. So the fact that my 2 starting running backs are pretty solid, I think.
I don't hate them on your bench. I just think because Aaron Jones could get hurt or whatever, and that he's bona fide right there, and he gets the red zone reps. Let's be honest.
Exactly. He's a big guy. He's gonna get some touchdown, hawks. He's gonna steal some.
Right, so
but now, having said all this, my wide receivers, I humbly think I have the best. Now, I'm not even counting my tight end. If I graded it with pass catchers, as in wide receivers and tight ends, I still think I have the best. I gave myself an S tier. Tyreek Hill was the number 2 wide receiver last year, and I snagged him in the 8th spot, I believe. And I think he's going to be easily in the number 2, maybe number 3 this year. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is a fucking maniac. That guy's going to get a lot of targets. And yes, he's easily going to get 100+ targets, easily 100+ receptions too, probably. And then Calvin Ridley in the flex. I think that's what's going to win me this league, honestly, is Calvin Ridley in that flex. I think he's going to almost be even more prominent than Amon-Ra. I think I'll end up with the top, but all three of my wide receivers right there will be in the top 7. I'm saying this right now on camera.
Okay.
Now, Pat Freiermuth, he's a red zone target and pretty much that at most. Kenny Pickett's going to favor Deontay and George over him. But to be third there is still solid. So I think my tight end, I don't think that's a weakness. I think that's just in the middle. But my wide receivers are so nasty. Yeah. I have George Pickens and Terry McLaurin off the bench. You cannot fuck with that. You cannot tell me nobody's fucking with that. I don't care, brother.
All right, so I got these 3 things. We'll go to the next team.
Yes, yeah. I talked about my team too long.
I know, you got it. You're good. So I have that you have the top 2. I couldn't differentiate, but I have that you have one of the top 2 wide receivers because I also love my wide receivers.
Okay, so you put you and me as 1 and 2.
They're up there. There's another team with really good wide receivers we'll get to, but okay. I wrote Tyreek, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Pickens, McLaurin. I wrote those guys, and then I wrote also on pros, slept on tight end. I'm big on Firemouth.
Okay. I didn't know how to say his name either. Yeah. Excuse me if I sounded stupid.
On my final con for your team, I did write Calvin Ridley has not played for 2 years. I've seen the reports, but I've seen the reports. He looks disgusting.
Yes.
He looks disgusting. I'm just saying. I gotta say.
You're right, though. A lot of my team is relying on him playing well.
Right.
If he has a bad... But having said that, I have Terry McLaurin, who, if he gets healthy, he's the number 1 target on Washington all day.
Washington defense.
So I think my wide receivers are solid either way.
Who's your team 4?
My team 4 after me now. So what was it? I had Riggs, I had you, then I had myself.
Yep.
Now my team 4 is going to be Steven.
Okay, so we got Steven.
Steven. I think, again, let me pull it up on this.
Yep.
Beige veteran. Yep. He is vet, that's for sure. He knows what he's doing. It's Pat Mahomes as the first pick. It was kind of risky, but in a 2 QB league, Pat Mahomes is obviously the best QB in the league. And Trevor Lawrence, I think, a lot of people think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be great. I gave his QBs S tier as far as his 2 QBs. Those are going to be... He's going to average 20 points from each of those guys, probably.
So I said that he's got the second best QB room behind me.
I think...
And the only reason I said that, though, is because I did a little deep dive into everybody's team. He has no backup quarterback.
Yes.
He's got no backup quarterback, so I at least have 2 backup quarterbacks. And I think that just gives me the edge. I mean, you could argue Trevor Lawrence, Pat Mahomes is better than Hurts and Herbert. You could argue that. But then once it's Mahomes and Lawrence's bye week and you're subbing in Jacob Thornton from Fultonham, New York, like who the fuck you got?
So I agree with you there. Where I think obviously Pat Mahomes is better than Jalen Hurts, but I think I like Justin Herbert still more than Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, I do too.
So that's why I have you ranked higher still, because I do think your QBs are a little bit more solid. Now John's with Aaron Rodgers and Justin Herbert. Or not Justin Herbert, Justin Fields. That was the top for me, in my opinion. But this is easily right up there. So is yours. There's no flaws in those 3 QBs,
right?
In my opinion.
And let's just be honest, though. He's probably got the best running back room.
Now, so I actually gave Steven... Well, I did give him an A+ for running back room, yes.
But I got him as one of the best running back rooms.
So yes, I don't know where I was going at with that, but... Because of the fact that those guys are both going to get a lot of touches each game, but they're not crazy in the passing game.
They're not. No, these are pure runners. Mixon, Chubb.
But Brian Robinson off the bench is a great running back to have off the bench.
He also splits with what's his name? The running back
Gibson, right? Yeah.
Gibson,
but I do think Brian Robinson will be their number 1. Right?
He is the number 1, but you're talking like
if
a 60-40.
If he's not now, he will be in a couple weeks.
You're talking like a 60-40. You know, like that. I don't like that.
Yes. Either way, I agree. His starting running backs are really good. His bench are not
Swift
great.
is nice. Zeke Elliott. I mean, that's why I gave him the best running back room. He's got his depth is ridiculous.
Yes, the depth is crazy. I agree with that. But I don't think running backs are as valued as they need to be. Yep. Like, there's plenty of running backs, especially with how easily running backs get injured in these days. Like,
true.
Half of these motherfuckers will be injured by week 7 anyway, and we won't know.
Yeah.
But who knows about that. But Zeke Elliott was a great pick, too. I think between him and Ramondre, that's another 50-50 situation, but Zeke's going to get all the touchdown reps. He's going to get every red zone rep there, so he's probably going to win that battle maybe.
Right.
I don't know for sure. That's a very early prediction, but and then his wide receivers are kind of lacking. Yes. For wide receivers, pass catchers in general, I ranked B- for Steven.
I would say this is the worst wide receiver room in the league. You can mark me down on that.
It's one of the worst. I agree. Having said that, I think Devonta Smith might be almost as good as A.J. Brown this year. He's going to get numbers.
Even if
Drake London, all right. Brandon Cooks, though. Brandon Cooks is good. He's solid, but he's not going to be crazy. He's going to get maybe 6 catches a game.
Cowboys run the ball a lot. They run the ball a lot. CeeDee Lamb, they got a good wide receivers.
Zay Flowers, though.
Zay Flowers.
He might be the best rookie wide receiver when it's all said and done, I think. I'm biased about Jalen Hyatt. Obviously, he might be good. There's a couple other good ones, Quentin Johnson, but I think Zay Flowers is going to get he's going to immediately translate well to the NFL.
No, Zay Flowers is nice. Nico Collins, Tyler Boyd are okay.
He's got great depth at the wide receivers, but none of them are really stars.
Yeah, just you got mid. They're mid.
Yes.
It's all mid.
So
Eagles defense is
great, and Younghoe is great.
Good kicker. So what do you got for fifth?
So fifth after that. Yep. Okay. We're taking. Let me see here. Now fifth might surprise people. I actually have Brody at number 5.
Brody at 5. That's Coys. Yes, sir.
Now. Deshaun
banking
Watson,
on the Broncos. I want to start with that. He's banking on the Broncos. He's got Russell
3
Wilson,
Broncos,
Portland, and Jerry Jeudy. He's putting his chips on the table, saying the Broncos' offense is going to be good. I don't hate that. I think the Broncos are going to be better with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson having a second year in Denver, bringing back Sean Payton.
Jerry Jeudy getting injured on the day of the draft fucking sucks. I'll tell you that.
I heard he's only going to be out for...
Exactly. I was going to say, it's not a crazy injury.
And you got Sutton. And he's got his bandage right there.
He's got both. Jerry Judy's better when they're both there, but obviously with Jerry Jeudy not there, Sutton's stock rises.
Yes.
So DK Metcalf is an insane red zone threat.
DK's nice.
He's gonna get targets.
I just like DK in general. He's nice.
Yeah, DK he's a fast motherfucker too. Obviously,
Mike
Evans obviously has that. What is it, like 11 seasons of 1,000 yards or something like that?
He just I think. Touchdowns.
He's on the downhill for sure.
He's old. He's older.
So let me see. I do have the Brody's wide receivers or pass catchers in general. With Travis Kelce, obviously that's the best tight end. You could argue between tight ends and wide receivers, Travis Kelce's top 3 of all of them. So with all of it said and done, I gave his pass catchers a clean A, because on the bench he does have Tyler Lockett, who always gets reps. He's got Adam Thielen, who might have a kind of resurgence here. It's hard to say, but I kind of think Adam Thielen might have a solid year.
I don't hate Adam Thielen. I'd be nervous to start him week 1. I got to see something.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be mad at him on the bench.
If by week 6 he's in your starting lineup, I won't be surprised. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't hate him on the bench.
I think Brody's running backs. I give an A+. He's got one of the best running backs for starting combos with Christian McCaffrey, who's obviously one of the best. He could be 1. He could be 2 in a PPR league. The man throws touchdowns for shit's sake. He's nasty. Obviously, he's goated. I think Najee Harris is very underrated as well.
Let's just get to the white elephant in the room. I mean, his quarterbacks, though.
Yes, his quarterbacks are his weakness, in my opinion.
They are one of the weaker quarterback rooms.
Now, having said that, though,
it could work.
I say that now, but yes,
it could work.
Who knows? Both of those guys have potential to have great seasons,
but neither of them did last year.
Yes, exactly. So it's hard to really put them very high.
I don't know.
I have Brody's QBs ranked as one of the worst in the league at a B. A clean B. Well, but because both of them are running quarterbacks, they'll run for maybe 30 to 40 yards a game if they need to, Deshaun Watson, though, in his prime, he's disgusting. Russell Wilson, in his prime, he's disgusting. Neither are in their prime, though.
But let's also get to it, too. So, I mean, you got those quarterbacks, and then even if they're bad, if let's say one of them works out, one's terrible, you have Desmond Ridder on your bench. He's going to save you on the QB room?
They might put Marcus Mariota in for him. Desmond Ridder, I think,
is on the Eagles right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's on the Eagles.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know that. Damn. Well, who... So I guess Desmond Ridder's their guy then. Okay, I didn't even know if he was going to for sure be playing.
He didn't do nothing crazy.
Yeah, still nothing changes. I think Desmond Ridder is the worst bench QB we have. Yeah. So still, to me, Brody's got some of the worst QBs.
Just quick synopsis of what I got for him, as I wrote: CMC's going to CMC. Yep. Dallas D is going to Dallas D.
Dallas D's one top 3.
And Travis Kelce is going to Travis Kelce. Like that's just what
also,
it is.
Though, something not mentioned, Graham Gano.
Great crutches.
I think. Because
every week.
Now, the Giants, I think, are going to score more touchdowns this year than previous years, but Graham Gano is still going to get his numbers. I think Graham Gano is going to be top 5 for kickers. Kickers aren't super important, I get, but it's going to be consistency, and that's what you get with Graham. He doesn't miss a lot of kicks.
So that's
great pick there with Graham.
Yeah. So that's Team 5. Who do you got for Team 6?
So Team 6 now, we're getting to the back half of the league here. this might surprise everybody because I don't know if everybody but Mike Weaver, I thought you ended up getting a solid team. Now Josh Jacobs getting signed, it made a big impact there because I think Josh Jacobs, obviously being the number 1 last year, he's easily in the top 5 range in my prediction this year. He doesn't catch the most passes, but I will say I ranked Mike's running backs as an S tier solely because I think Travis Etienne is the most underrated running back in the entire league.
That's fair.
I think he's going to have a breakout season. Mike Weaver's running backs are insane. His quarterbacks,
Breece Hall loses value heavy, though.
And yes, very good point. Breece Hall off the bench.
He loses value.
Now, because he's off the bench, though, who knows how Dalvin Cook is really going to play out.
True.
I think
on
Breece
the
Hall
bench,
will
not
easily
using him and just
1.
having him there.
That's what I mean.
Could
I thought Mike Weaver's running backs were the best. Maybe second to Brody's, but it's pretty close. Now...
really? You really don't think Steve... You had Stevens at 3rd, huh?
I think 3rd,
I'm high on Stevens.
Because I have Mike's at S tier, and I have Brody's at A+, and then Stevens was A+ as well. So you could really go either way for those two. But I think Mike's was the highest. Maybe because I'm so high on Travis Etienne, I think he's disgusting.
And let's just say best case scenario, Justin Jefferson did what he did last year, and Pitts is what everybody wants Pitts to be.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
a scary combo with those running backs, those quarterbacks.
Jahmyr Gibbs, he's going to get a lot of reps.
Those
too.
quarterbacks, he falls apart on.
Yeah, so that's where I wanted. That's my biggest con for Mike Weaver. In my opinion, he's got the worst quarterbacks in the league. Dak Prescott.
Terrible.
Brother Dak Prescott, though.
He's a turnover machine.
He only played 14 games last year, and he led the league in interceptions. I get it. He's got Brandon Cooks now. That doesn't mean shit to me. He's going to throw lots of interceptions. I'm biased a little bit. Don't get me wrong. Dak's solid, but he's nowhere near QB1 level.
Dak Prescott.
Now, Kyler Murray on the bench, when he starts playing, if he runs like he can, I think could be like a top 15 range.
You're talking another guy who plays 6 games
We're talking ifs and buts. Ifs and buts. So there's no way. That's why I have Mike's as the worst QBs in the league. Simply that. Now, having said that, though, I think between his running backs and his pass catchers, he makes up for that. That's why I have him ranked, 5th?
You got him at 6. Yeah, you got him at 6.
Is it 6?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So because
he's not 6th on my list. If I were to make one off top, he'd probably be 9th on mine.
Damn, okay.
Well. I mean, Patriots defense.
That's my sleeper pick is Mike Weaver. Mike Weaver went in. The Dak Prescott pick hurt you a lot, brother. I'm not going to lie.
Patriots D has to play Jets twice, Dolphins twice, Bills twice.
So that's what I wanted to talk about here. Let me click on it.
Let me click on it,
actually. Patriots D is literally ranked at number 1. They're ranked at number 1 D. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Because of what you just said. Their division, arguably the best division of football.
If Tua stays
easily
healthy,
top 3. Easily they're the top 3.
Yeah.
But because of the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets now, easily the top 3.
And Mac Jones's buns, he can't stay on the field. They're going to be hurting.
The Patriots defense will be on the field easily half the game.
Yeah.
More than half. So that's I couldn't believe they were ranked number 1.
It's tough.
ESPN tripping balls.
So who you got for 7? Who you got for 7?
7, I believe, is next. Where was this? Now, this one is kind of a toss-up. I had 2 people that I think I could have gone between, but I ended up choosing Asa.
You got Asa at 7. Okay.
I ended up going Asa. Now, pull it up quick just so I can. Where was he? His name. His was just Team Snyder, right?
Yeah, I think. I'll have to just click on old school. There we go.
Okay, there it is. But yes, Lamar Jackson. I get it. It's up in the air, but he, in my eyes, is a top 5 fantasy QB. He's disgusting. In fantasy, specifically. And Tua, just because of the weapons he has, I rank very highly. I ranked Ace's QBs A, a clean A.
I wrote pro strong QBs.
I think he's now Tua obviously
solid wide receiver.
He's a pile of bone. He's a pile of paper bones.
Yeah.
But if Tua stays healthy, and it doesn't,
I don't hate Kenny Pickett though.
Kenny Pickett is going to have
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, out of the bench QBs, I think he's honestly one of the strongest bench QBs, if not the strongest.
Yeah, I don't hate
with the
Kenny
weapons
Pickett
he has this year. And he had a pretty solid year last year in the back end of the year. Kenny Pickett's a great pick. I agree with that.
That's like the swag, dude.
And for Ace's running backs, now I ranked it A+, which you might think is kind of wild. I get it. But Derrick Henry obviously is going to get upwards of 20 carries a game. And I think Cam Akers is going to get looked at a lot more. With the Rams have a lack of weapons this year, so Cam Akers I think is going to be huge in the passing game this year.
Your running back room is nowhere near a fucking A+. I just want you to know that. It's not even close to an A+. And
I guess I might
maybe with a grading curve you have an A+, brother.
Give it a couple more weeks.
You have Derrick Henry and Cam Akers who can't put a season together. Doo-doo. Who you got next? You got Devin Singletary. I didn't even know who he played for. Doo-doo. And then you got... I don't even know who that guy is. Doo-doo. So you have Derrick Henry. You have Derrick Henry. That's what I wrote. Worst running... Oh, wait, here we go. I got running back room is a question mark because you also have Taylor, right? He's got Taylor.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's a very good point. When Jonathan Taylor gets back to it, he's going to be in your starting lineup. We all know this.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor was the best running back in the league only 2 years ago. Only 2 years ago. I'm glad you said that because that's why it's an A+. Imagine when it's Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor.
What Jonathan Taylor do last year?
He was hurt a lot of the year. I get it.
Is he not hurt now?
Well, they say he's hurt, but I think that's cap. I think that's that's just shit to persuade away the traders.
I don't believe. I don't know.
To each his own on that.
To each his own on that for sure.
But when it's Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor in there, and you're playing him in week 8 or whatever the fuck it is, you're gonna be fucking scared to play Asa. I'm telling you. And his wide receivers aren't great, but I don't think they're really a weakness either.
No, I don't think so either. I finished up with on his cons. I said that I believe this to be a very boomer bust team. I think there's going to be weeks where this guy drops some of the highest scoring we've seen in the league. And I think there's going to be weeks where he shits the fucking bed and does nothing.
I agree.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
We are talking. We are in the bottom half now at this point. You know?
So let's get to 8 then.
Super high. So next on the list, I have Austin. Austin, while you had a great draft overall, I think, but Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff might as well be the past version of Kirk Cousins. They're the same fucking guy. They're going to be safe. Yes, they're safe, but they're not going to be putting up crazy numbers.
That's awesome that you said that, actually, because in all my notes for Austin, it was pretty much just like, hey, this Austin will be that guy who consistently puts up like 120, 130 points. I think that's going to be around the average, what we're going to see.
Yeah,
130.
Close to that, probably.
He's going to consistently put that up. And I think Austin's team is going to be the separator from the good teams and the bad teams. If you can beat Austin's team, you're probably a good team.
Yeah.
Because he's going to consistently put that 130 up on you.
That's a fact. He's going to be right around the average.
He's probably going to finish like fucking 5th or 6th in the league. That's what I wrote. I believe he'll be very consistent, a good amount of point scoring team, but I don't know if these guys can have the big games, the ones that win you chips.
See now, the only guy on his team that I think is capable of like a 40-point. Austin Eckler is great and all, but I honestly don't think
Eckler's nice.
He's ranked as the number 1 running back in PPR, and I agree he's nasty.
I had him last year,
But yes, I get. But I don't think no running back ever has the best season 2 years in a row.
No, yeah, it's tough.
So
and it's tough for him. But like he's also got
Jamar Chase. That's nice. What I was gonna say. He's the only person on Austin's team who any given day could go off for 40.
Truth. And I just got done saying I love DJ Moore and I love him going to the Bears, but I need to see it. None of us have seen. We've seen Justin Fields impress us with either his running or good passes to dog shit receivers, but I need to see him like pocket QB a little bit when you got a true number 1. And I don't know how that's going to work out. If it's going to work that way, we'll see. I like Hawkinson too. I don't think he's going to. I think he'll finish 5th. Probably fish.
They got Hawkinson ranked way higher than I think he should be.
Waller's going to finish higher.
That's what I'm saying.
Saints D is good too, though.
Hawkinson's like the 2nd, maybe 3rd target for the Vikings. Waller's going to be our first target every game. From the
Saints D is good too. I was low on the pick when Austin picked him in the draft, but then he did explain it to me mid-draft, like, yo, they have to verse the Bucks, Panthers, and
no, they have a shit division.
And who's the other one? Falcons.
Yes, they have a shit division.
6 games.
I think Saints are probably of top 5 defense based off their schedule, and also they're going to have to play well for their offense to keep up. Derek Carr on there, who knows how that's going to go, so we don't know about that. But that's where I got Austin.
The QBs they're nice, but they're nothing. I'm not going to go run home and tell your family about, I got these 2 QBs. Like, they're nice.
The QBs are literally only as good as their weapons.
Yeah, those are just...
And that's the only reason I even gave Austin's QBs a B. I'm not high on either of those guys, but I think they're so safe that I had to give it a B.
Pick. So let's go with who's your 9th team?
So 9th, where are we at here? We got 2 left then, right? That means. So there's
means
2.
It's got to be between Snow Bunnies or Vanaller.
There's 2 left here, yes, and I ended up giving the edge to Tanner. I gave Tanner 9.
Tanner's 9.
Sorry, Jay Laraway. I had to give you last, but we'll discuss that after Tanner's. Tanner's team, Anthony Richardson, we don't know how good he's going to be, but again, I think he's literally the most athletic QB prospect. He's more athletic than Cam Newton was in his prime.
I agree with that.
He could be one of the best fantasy quarterbacks in the whole league.
I saw something on Anthony Richardson. Aside from high school, he's only played 13 games higher than a high school level.
Okay, so that's all.
Like this guy got drafted in this low because of he is a specimen.
Because he can jump out the fucking gym.
The guy's a fucking freak. He's bigger than most linebackers.
And Joe Burrow is obviously Joe Burrow is my number 2. Josh Allen's ranked number 2, I think, maybe. But it goes Pat and Joe to me. So that's he's got a great quarterback room.
I can't do that because he's coming off injured. You know, he just got hurt.
Yes, but I can't
put him in number 2.
Joey Burrow's him.
5, though.
He's him. He's him. Joe is him, bro. He's one of the cold. Joey, okay. That's again. I'm a little bit biased.
Let's be honest though. His wide receiver room is fantastic.
It is fantastic. Now, Jalen Waddle, I don't think he's going to have as great of a season as he did last year, only because I think that Tyreek, or maybe I hope in my heart that Tyreek stretches more. But Garrett Wilson and Cooper Kupp,
I like them both.
Garrett Wilson is going to be a top 10 wide receiver this year, I think, solely because Aaron Rodgers is throwing him the ball.
I agree.
And they do have other weapons, but Garrett Wilson is the most solid. He's going to be Aaron Rodgers' safety net, I think. Agree. So he's a great pick. Cooper Kupp, obviously, he's him too.
Godwin's still going to get his 2 on the bench.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah, now there's another on the bench too, I believe. Yeah, Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is one of those wide receivers who he could put up a 3-touchdown game in one game out of nowhere. If he happens to be he might be on the bench when that happens. Who knows? But all I'm saying is I think Tanner's wide receiver room is great.
Yeah,
He's got Evan Engram.
Yeah, Evan Engram. I'm high on Engram. I think he'll be like 6 or 7, finish tight end.
What's his name? Trevor Lawrence throwing him the ball.
Yeah, he did great last year.
Trevor has been he's thrown to Evan every game. I feel like he gets more comfortable with Evan specifically. Yeah. While I think Calvin Ridley will take a little bit away, I don't think it'll be enough.
So I'll finish up before we go to your last team. I did have that Ramondre Stevenson. They got Zeke Elliott now, so that's a lot of
yes. We didn't talk about the running backs, but Tony Pollard losing Zeke extends.
It's huge.
So like it literally evens out for Tanner because whether Zeke was on either of those teams,
I didn't even think of that. I forgot he had Tony Pollard. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It literally. It extends Tony Pollard's wealth, but it lowers Ramondre's.
The guy should have just picked up Zeke, and then you had the fucking triangle.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But then who do you play out of him? You know,
right?
It's hard for me to put a running back in the flex in the PPR league. It's fucking hard.
It's hard. I agree with that.
Y'all that are doing that, I respect y'all. I can't do that.
And then I have my final note on Tanner's team is this: Anthony Richardson, a guy I just brought up the lack of games he's played, lack of experience he has. There's been guys like that have been drafted in the NFL and that just don't work out. They're just specimens. Yes. They don't work out. So if he doesn't work out, your backup is Jimmy Garoppolo, who is not known for fantasy football.
Yes, I agree. Jimmy G is not the guy who's
going
to get you 20.
He's had all the stuff.
Him having Devontae this year,
we've seen it.
I do think Jimmy's a mid-tier.
We've seen him QB. With Debo. We've seen him with
I would rather have Jimmy than Jordan Love, who I have. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy, just because of the weapons.
Okay, that's fair.
So I'm saying Tanner's QBs are better than worse in my opinion.
We'll go to your last. So yes, last team.
My final ranking here is going to be Jacob Laraway.
Tough loss.
Let me just say this to start. Nobody on my rankings was lower than a B overall because it's early in the draft. I don't know how everybody performs, but I don't think George Kittle's going to have as great of a year as he has in previous years. Josh Allen is a turnover machine. I get it. He is disgusting though. He could curse too. Well, yes. I'm not saying that.
I don't trust it.
For me, Josh Allen could end up being the number 1 QB this year. I don't know. He's nasty. Geno Smith, I'm still not sold on though. He's also like a safe QB who's gonna.
He had one good year last year, and everyone's dumb high on him.
Exactly. He's gonna have short throws. He's gonna be solid. He's not gonna be great. Bijan Robinson also unproven. I can't believe
I love his wide receivers.
They have him ranked as high as he is. And James Conner also, he's been good in the past, but he's very injury prone. we don't know how well he'll perform.
Dude
either.
had cancer, I'm pretty sure.
So between his QBs and his running backs, that's why Jake Learway's ranked last to me. His wide receivers are his strength, though. I agree.
Nasty. And
Devontae,
nasty tight end, too.
Chris Olave, Deontay Johnson, insane, and Jake
Christian
Elliott.
Kirk on the bench.
There was one more. Yeah, Alan Lazard. If Alan Lazard gets healthy, because he's got such a rapport with Aaron Rodgers, he could take a lot of reps from Garrett Wilson.
And you know what, dude? If Brock Purdy stays healthy, he didn't look bad.
That's what I'm saying.
So you could take out Geno Smith.
Now, yes, the projections right here that I'm looking at, they have Brock Purdy for 13.8 and Geno 19.2.
They're just hot. They're
That's
dick riding Geno.
Bullshit,
they dick
bro.
ride Geno heavy.
Brock Purdy, in my opinion, I would start over Geno. Maybe not for the first week. I'm gonna have to feel it out a little. But Brock's gonna start over Sam Darnold without question.
They set their lineup. Yeah, Brock's number 1. Trey Lance got number 3. That's why they traded him.
Exactly. That's why he said, "Let me get the fuck out of here." A little fog.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
fogging
might
up.
be from all the hot breath.
Yeah,
I've been spitting a lot.
So let's just go now that we got those out of the way.
So yeah, that's the rankings,
shit.
boys. I hope y'all liked your spot. You probably didn't because you're fucking shit.
God.
No matter the rankings, no, I'm gonna be in the championship. So whoever's playing me in the championship, just know you're toast. Because my boys are going to be playing for heart. I already know.
That's big words from Team Allen Degenerates right
Whether
there.
Whether you want to take that to heart or not is up to you, but just know I'm coming for next. I'm already playing the waiver wire. Y'all might have noticed I already picked up Washington's defense because I realized that they were still there and their defense is nasty, so why not? So all I'm saying is I'm already playing the fucking wires, brothers. You better watch the fuck out.
So let's get down to it. Let's get our predictions here. So we got...
for this first week, you're saying?
Yeah, for the first week predictions. I'm going to start doing a segment. It's going to be commish versus guest. Obviously, I realize that people have lives. We can't do this every week. But I'd like to at least get 6 or 7 of the weeks. Get another episode of Confiding with the Commish. Do this during season. And at the end, I like to do a little predictions on the week matchups. And
maybe
I'll keep tallies.
Playoff teams when the playoffs
maybe get playoffs if we get that. Absolutely.
So
I don't know if I want to do people who aren't in the playoffs could come talk about it since there's no biasy. So I'll probably see you during playoffs.
My guy's got some fucking shit talk here.
So anyway, let's get to it. So let's get to Riggs versus the Commish himself. Who you got?
Okay, so now the projections here have Riggs finishing 10 points under you. That's crazy to me. Because again, they have I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers. They think is going to get just under 16 points. Who the fuck came up with that? ESPN are...
It's versus Buffalo in their defense. They might be coming to
that don't mean shit to me. What's DeMar Hamlin going to get 5 picks? No, he's not. Aaron Rodgers is going to tear that team apart like he will every other team this year.
What's that? 5 quintuple? He's going to have instead of 5 picks, it'd be 5 quintuple bypasses.
That's what I'm saying.
Midfield.
The Bills' defense has a lot of holes. They're solid, but they're not insane. So I think Aaron Rodgers is low key. In my opinion, the Jets win that game. In my opinion.
So running backs, though, you're telling me he can.
So yes, overall though, that's why I started with John's.
I'm taking me.
I'm taking you as well. I am because I think your wide receivers are going to play very well. I'm expecting D Hop to come out and have a banger of a game for the first game, and for that not solely, but that's going to be the decision maker because you guys both have 2 of the best QB rooms in the league.
Yeah.
But I think that's the decision maker.
So let's go to the next matchup. We got Brody Smith's team Coys versus Jacob Lairway's team Snow Bunnies.
Now, this is also a good matchup. Obviously, the projections have this literally finishing 0.1 apart, which I agree with. I have a tough time deciding who wins this, but I have to go Brody. Now, again, I have Jacob ranked last, but it's only because somebody had to be, So, in my opinion, Travis Kelce, DK, in the PPR league, Christian McCaffrey... The QBs are a little bit of a wash here. While Josh Allen's the best QB, Geno Smith's easily the worst. So they kind of average out, and then Brody wins every other matchup, I think. So I pick Brody.
So I'm going against the grain here. I got Lairway. I think the Cowboys D is going to get you negative points week 1. I think the Giants are going to smack them in the fucking mouth. That's facts, dude.
I fuck with that.
I'm just looking at matchups. I think 49ers are going to completely shut down Najee Harris. I think... I'm going matchup based because it was so closely predicted, and honestly, I think these are very tight teams right here. I know Hugh had Lairway pretty low compared to Brody. I have Lairway a little higher than him. I haven't done a whole thing, but I don't hate Laraway's team. So I'm going to give Laraway edge here. I also think Josh Allen's going to come out, and I think the Jets do start 0-1. I'm high on the Jets, but I do
got the Bills winning game.
I think the Jets start 0-1, and they figure it out. I do think the Jets
Sauce
are going to be
Gardner
good,
gets 18 picks. Jets win in a landslide. easy.
That's probably.
I don't even fucking like the Jets, and I can tell you that.
That's a quote from an ESPN article. The way they dick read the Jets.
That's facts, though. You would think Sauce Gardner was the best cornerback.
He got burned by Jalen Hyatt, and they're posting his like
it's a highlight for Sauce.
Him talking shit, like holding Jalen.
You're with the pigs now. Like, bro, you got your ass.
You got burnt by a fucking third-round rookie, dog. Fuck you talking about? Yeah,
that's funny. Okay. All right,
so now we got Team Snyder versus Team.
Now this one, I straight up believe the projections on this one. I have Team Van Aller winning this one. Now, obviously, it's hard to say exactly, but Tony Pollard, again, the Giants' defense, let's be real, the run defense is our weakness. It is. Tony Pollard's going to get 100 yards. I hate to say it, but I think they're going to lose the game, but Tony Pollard's going to get a lot of yards. Cooper Kupp is going to have I think he's going to play, obviously, and he's going to have a solid game like always. Garrett Wilson's put me down for Garrett Wilson.
So you got Van Aller, you said?
Yeah, I got Van Aller here. Garrett Wilson, put me down. Garrett Wilson, 11 receptions and 1 tutty, 100-plus yards, game 1. And Tanner takes this one. Not with ease. It'll be a close game, but I say Tanner takes it.
So this is sad because I actually don't hate Snyder's team. I actually like Snyder's team a lot.
I agree.
This is my opinion is the matchup of the week. I think this is the closest game, and I'm gonna take Tanner too. I think if Tanner's team's gonna be hot, it's gonna be hot in the beginning, while Cooper Kupp, all these guys are not hurt coming in. Because, he's got an injury-prone roster, let's be honest. Evan Ingram, I think
Joe Burrow should be playing week 1, too, right? Yeah. A lot of my ideas.
If Joe Burrow does not play week 1, I switch my team to Snyder.
As of right now, Joe Burrow is going to play probably, and it's going to be... If Joe doesn't play...
If he don't play, Snyder
wins. One more
wins.
time, who's Tanner's... Tanner's got Jimmy, but if Tanner has to use Jimmy to replace Joe, that's a wash. So if Joe doesn't play, but as of right now, Joe's going to play, I think Tanner wins.
Yeah, I got Tanner as well. That's a very close matchup. Like I said, matchup of the week, guys.
I don't agree with that, but I think that's a good one. What's the next one there? That was the first one, right? I think we're on to me, right?
Here. So now we're at Austin versus Allen. Team Allen Degenerates versus Jake, I Am Your Father. The lamest fucking name I've ever seen in fantasy football.
Yeah, Jake, I Am Your Father. And now, Steven, I applaud you for kind of dogging that because we all know
thought
Austin is not Jacob's father. It's just a fact. And I really thought you would change your name, Austin. I'm kind of disappointed.
Austin is a handsome man.
Now, and Austin, you're a clever guy. I know you can come up with a better name than that. I truly believe that. So I still have hope before the season starts. Maybe after you see this, it'll put some pep in your step. Maybe
I'm pretty sure Austin either has his master's or is in the process of getting his master's, and he went numbers. He's a numbers guy. So maybe he just lost the ability to do letters because that shit is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. Now, again, for me,
I'm just gonna grab another beer quick.
For me, this is no matchup. I'll keep it going a little bit. Now, Jake, you can give your perspective when you get back, but for me, obviously, I'm biased. Now, do I think I'm going to go undefeated this season? Probably not. Who knows? Maybe I will. I got the best team I could, but I think I watched this easily. Now, they have the projections with me winning.
I got you winning too.
But I don't think it's really even close, honestly, the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I got Al winning too. Your team's got to show me something. You're just like, I think you're going to put good points. I think Al's team's going to do.
I think Daniel Jones is going to put up numbers this first game. 30 points easy.
I think he's coming out swinging in myself. So now we got last matchup: Touch of Downs, Baked versus Baked Veteran.
This low key, I think, is actually my matchup of the week.
I got Baked Veteran.
This one, I have a tough time deciding this one. But when it really comes down to is, I know Baked Veterans. I know Steven's QBs are going to come into play.
So you got Baked?
Yes. I'm picking Steven for this one. Now again, will I be surprised if Mike wins at all? I won't be because again, I think this will be the closest matchup of the week. I really do. Now, Sam Howell is crazy to me, but who knows with the weapons? He's got some decent. He's got Jahan Dotson and Terry, and he could put up some solid numbers and end up stealing this. I truly believe that, but as of right now, I got to give it to Steven.
Yeah, I got Baked Fit as well.
He's got the better team,
and that's
well.
going against the projections, I should say.
Yes, but it's only by 1 point.
It's only by 1 point.
It's not anything crazy, but
I actually have Michael's team as my worst team.
You do? Okay.
Looking at these teams, I've not.
Now in the 2 QB league, and I even said he's got the worst QBs.
It's tough.
You could argue he does have the worst team, but I just think his running backs are so strong.
You're the clear-cut worst in the most important position in this league. That's
now,
tough.
but again, with there being 3, if you have a wide receiver in your flex, you could argue wide receiver is still the most important because of PPR.
True. Yeah.
Now,
true.
I don't think that as of right now. I still think I value QB the highest. But in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks from now, who knows?
That's true. So now that we got those predictions out the way, I'm just gonna hit you with a couple fire hose questions. Wrap this video up. Who do you think is going to finish running back 1 in fantasy? No explanation, just fire round shots.
Saquon Barkley.
I agree. I have Saquon as well.
Get the fuck out of here, please.
QB1.
Talk to me.
I'm with it.
QB1. Patrick Mahomes.
I have Mahomes as number 1 as well.
Patrick Mahomes is going to be the GOAT. He will be the GOAT. He's better than Brady skill-wise already, in my opinion.
I think he's the best of all time. Also, wide receiver 1 fantasy football of the season.
Now, this is the one that's hardest to choose because there's so many nasty wide receivers.
I got Jettas still.
You got Jettas?
Justin Jefferson.
Now, am I crazy for saying Calvin Ridley?
Yes.
I'm saying Calvin Ridley. I am.
Crazy. All right.
He's going to get insane targets. I'm saying it.
Number 1 tight end.
Number 1 tight end, Kels.
Yeah.
He got the best quarterback throwing to him. Kels is still one of the nastiest red zone threats. Easy, Kelsey.
All right.
Darren Waller, close second.
So let me. So now, what is the sleeper pick on your team? Who do you pick for your sleeper pick on your team? The one that you're like really rolling the dice on. Maybe you got him a little early because you think he's your guy.
Well, I guess it's perfect timing because I'm going to say Calvin Ridley. Like I just said, if I think he's going to be the best wide receiver, clearly I'm high on him for some reason, and it's because the man. Yes, he had an MVP Matt Ryan throwing to him before, but now he's got Trevor Lawrence, who I think is going to easily be a top 7, top 8 QB pretty frequently.
Now, who you think? No, so you got. I'm going to ask for Ridley. 2 of them. So you got Ridley. Give me like another one who you're really high on that might surprise some people.
On my team?
Yep.
Now,
I almost would say Daniel Jones.
I was going to say I do want to say because again I picked Daniel Jones kind of early but kind of late at the same time because of how quick the QBs were coming off. But I think Daniel Jones is going to surprise everybody this year, and I think he's going to have. What did I say earlier? Top 6, top 7?
Yeah, he said like top 6.
Yeah, I think top 6 is fair because if off the top, there's probably 5 others who might be higher. But Daniel Jones is going to be nasty. That's my other sleeper for sure.
So for my sleeper pick, I think I already said this earlier in the video. Darren Waller is going to finish tight end number 2.
Where you at?
Captain Commish.
Right? Okay. These are all. Yeah.
I think Darren Waller is going to finish tight end 2.
I agree.
Even if tight end 1
Kelsey,
I mean, I'm going to say Kelsey's going to finish more, but like I wouldn't be insanely shocked if he finished 1.
Waller's does have injury problems and
if
stuff.
If he stays healthy the
full
year.
He's athletic. He's tall. He's got insane hands. He's worked the chemistry with DJ already. Yep. I'm high on them for sure.
And my number 2 pick, since I asked you to, I think Miles Sanders is going to be pretty good in Carolina.
Yes, I agree. Obviously, he played well for Philly. He's probably going to get just as many looks in Kara, except for they're going to rely on him even more because there's less weapons around him. So
now, quick, give me your most concerning pick. Who are you like? Maybe you're the most cautious on that you picked that you're maybe feeling not regretful. But
now I'm going to give a quick explanation.
Yeah, quick two.
Dameon Pierce because he's only in his 2nd year, and who knows how he can easily fall off. And Pat Freiermuth is a red zone threat, but I don't know if he's much of a threat outside of there. For a PPR league, he might not get more than 5 receptions a game. So those are my 2 a little bit of concerns.
I respect that. See, I like Freiermuth. I wouldn't be concerned with him.
Well, he's only in his 3rd year though, so it's hard to really rank him higher than some of these other tight ends like Hawkinson and shit. But
so I like my team. My 2 concern picks, it's already on there.
Oh yeah.
Are my 2 backup QBs. I'm not sold on Tannehill or CJ Stroud. I kind of panic picked both those guys. I got Tannehill because to pair him up with D-Hop for when the bye weeks come.
I don't hate CJ Stroud low key because
I don't like what I've seen out of him in preseason.
Really, I mean, granted, I didn't watch any games. I've only seen a couple clips.
Seen some
but I saw some clips of him throwing some dots.
Well,
granted, that's what they show is the highlights. They don't show the lowlights, so I don't know.
I just need him to be good on the bye weeks of my quarterbacks because it don't matter how good these guys are, they're not replacing Herbert or Hurts.
Yes, exactly.
So
that's kind of how I felt.
I just need them to be good on the bye weeks.
The odds of Jordan Love taking over Matthew Stafford are not that crazy low. But it's way lower than yours for your sake, for sure.
So what do you? We got final 2 questions here. Who are you looking forward to beating most this year? And the
I mean, I got to go with my boy John only because
be John.
I'm sorry, that's my guy. He is, but John, you're going the fuck down. I ranked you highest. But it's only because I was being modest with my own team. Really, my team's the highest. Well, we all know this.
I'll tell you.
We all know this.
I can. I'm joking. I got your phone number. I'll give you a call after week 1 when I beat him, and I'll let you know what it feels like.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm gonna say John. Only because I think he's the best team. I want to beat the best.
That's fair. I want to beat. I got 2 guys that came to my head. I want to beat Austin Roney for sure.
Nice.
And I want to beat my brother. Obviously, siblings.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And yeah, that's pretty much what we got here. So this is confiding with the commish. He confided, and you guys listened. You eavesdropping sons of bitches.
I got that joint thumb.
He's got that hitchhiker's thumb. I also have it. And maybe it's a Pleasant Valley Road thing. I don't know.
PV!
Welcome to the league, baby. Chase for the chip. Let's get it.
Thanks for